Yo, what's going on, guys? It is non-reality, and in today's video I am going over the Gyfin Underground changes that they made in the recent update. But before we get into that, I just want to give a huge shout out to everyone who's been watching the videos and subscribing. We hit over 1k subs, and I think that is pretty awesome. Hopefully I can keep giving you guys cool and good guide content. So let's get into this. Gyfin Underground is a 300 and 380 spot. The changes that they made to this are the trash loot. So they upped the trash loot by about two times what it normally drops. So if it dropped 1 to 2 trash loot, now it drops 2 to 4. Some mobs, instead of 1 to 2, it drops like 2 to 3, depending on which mob you kill. But all you gotta know is that they updated the trash loot, so it does give more trash loot. Now, what does this mean? Because that seems like a very, small change. This means that you're going to be getting a lot more consistent average silver per hour, because if you've done this spot before, you would get around 12k. I'm just going to give 12k as an average. I know you can get more, I know you can get less trash loot, and you would get around 80 to 70k Caphras, and you would hopefully on average get 3 accessories. The issue with that is sometimes you would get 1 or 2 accessories, sometimes you'd even get 0 accessories, and if that happened, you were getting not even 600 million silver, which is why this spot was only farmed by people who are, or should be farmed by people who are over geared, because then you can kill more mobs faster at a higher chance of accessories. Or you can come here if you really need XP. But with the changes, they made it a lot more consistent to get over I'd say 700 mil average. That's our baseline, 700 mil silver an hour. You should be hitting no matter what. One of my buddies, because what I did for this video is I actually had some of my buddies do some hours, and their different gear scores in different classes, because I did the Katuga video before of the same format, and everyone was like, hey, you're a Zerker, you're way over geared, obviously you're gonna be getting a lot of trash. So I had a bunch of my buddies do it as well, and the lowest guy was 280 AP, and he was still able to get 20k trash an hour, and he had a few accessories as well, but we're not going to really talk about that. That's RNG at the end of the day. He was able to get 20k trash per hour, which is really good. And then me, as the middle ground person at 307 AP, I was able to pull as well 20k. Now you might be thinking, you're 20 AP higher than that person, how'd you only pull 20k? It is kind of like a class thing. I'll talk about it in a second, but I want to get over this real quick. So the third person was higher AP than me. I'm not sure exactly what he is, but he is very geared, and he was able to pull 28k trash on the high end and 25k as an average. Now, with all those combined, even the 20k trash loot, you're still making over 700 mil an hour at least. So that is really nice. You should honestly be making 800 mil an hour if you get, I think, at least 2 accessories, which is pretty common. So let me quickly talk about what I meant about why my trash loot was so low. So some classes are very single target focused, or don't have that big of AoEs. So basically, if I come over here and I wanted to hit this big guy, these two little guys will spawn. The issue is you want to kill the big guy as fast as possible so you can keep going back and forth and try to get accessories. The issue with that is if you kill the big guys without killing the small guys don't drop trash loot. Now I'm talking about these small guys, not these ones right here. So if you're a class like Zerker, where if I was coming in on a big mob, I would buff up and then just start doing claw, because that is my most damaging move, and I'd basically claw it until it's dead. It's very low AoE, so I won't be hitting these outside mobs, which means I won't be getting the trash from them. If you are a class like Wusa or Megu, you can spam bigger AoEs and kill all of the mobs around the same time, and this makes it so you get more trash per group. And now that doesn't seem like a lot, because let's say these guys drop 4 trash loot each, that's 8 trash loot per, but let's say you kill 100 packs, now you're up to 800 trash loot just from these guys. So it does add up a bunch depending on class. So don't get too disheartened if you're one of those classes that are just not too great at AoE, because it does happen, even if you are over geared. So let me quickly show you where I like to grind, because I wanted to bring this up because I know a lot of people grind this spot and this spot up here, and I always get people in like the comments or on Discords that are like, hey, Gyfin's always packed now after the new changes, and I don't know where to grind. So let me show you a spot real quick of where you can grind, and then we will be getting into buffs and whatnot. So just follow me over here. This NPC that we're coming up on right now, you can grab 2 dailies from, where it's just a kill mobs and you get 20 Caphras once you hand it in. So just keep following me around here. This spot actually isn't too bad, but this spot is also pretty packed sometimes. Over here and turn to the right. Now, I won't be shocked if there's actually a person here just because of how packed Gyfin has been lately. This is a spot I always come to check if it isn't packed. So yeah, there's people here. But what I normally do is I come to this spot right here and I'll just switch servers a bunch of times to try to see if it's open. I really like this spot because it is very secluded from the other spots. And as you can see, there isn't any other packs around it. It is very, like I said, secluded from the rest of the dungeon, which is really nice because if you are on a lower end PC like I am, you won't be getting a bunch of lag from loading in multiple packs. You only have to load in this one pack, which is really nice. So now that we got all of that out of the way, we can quickly go into buffs and what kind of drop rate and what you're going to be using. So I would recommend, if you are over geared or at least at the gear recommended, that you are running Simple Cron. You should be running this no matter what. Simple Cron gives you the extra AP against monsters, and this is a 70% cap spot, so we're still going to be stacking AP. We aren't going to be using Exquisites. Then on top of that, you're going to be running Frenzy Droughts for the same reason. You got the 30 AP from monsters to do even more damage. Now, if you're a little bit under geared, if you're around 280 AP or you just a more squishy class, you can take the Giant Droughts. It'll give you a bit more sustainability for a little less damage, but it is still pretty good and pretty noticeable. I'd recommend still running your EXP scrolls because the spot is really good for XP. I've basically leveled from 62 to 64 here in a month or so. It's a couple months probably at this point. But yeah, this spot's really good for XP. Make sure you are running your Villa scroll, and then make sure you're always grabbing the Adventure Luck 5. Make sure it is the Adventure Luck 5. Don't grab the other ones. It's just always better to grab Adventure Luck 5. You will always make your money back no matter what. I almost accidentally bought that. Make sure as well that you are putting your energy into this node if you're going to be grinding here a lot for the extra drop rate. This node's really easy to connect. You just go from Grana to Southern Camisylvia to Gyfin Rajya Temple. And the good part about this one is it does do upper and lower in one node, so you do get the extra drop rate from both. And as you can see right there, you can see what drop rate you're getting for the spot. So I mean 9.5 because I'm level 19. On top of that, obviously, make sure you're running your level 2s. Level 2s are the best one to run here for the extra trash and the extra drop rate. Do not run Agris. It is a waste here. You're going to be using, 100k in an hour if you do it here. Definitely not worth, and obviously make sure you're using Alchemy Stone and all that. Now, I want to quickly go over the Garmoth things that I have. So this one right here is the first hour I did, and this was with very minimal buffs. I used these two right here just to kind of like simulate a lower end player, or at least someone who's closer to cap, to try to get like it equal out. Obviously it's never going to equal out, which is why I had my buddy do it on the 280 character, but I still wanted to see it myself, and I was able to get 18k trash and 2 accessories, and it still came out to 800 mil. Now this would be over 800 mil, but I accidentally typed in 18k instead of 18.5k. I actually did get 18.5k trash, so it would have been over 800 mil, and that was like a really easy hour. I tabbed out a bunch, and I wasn't killing stuff as fast as I could. Then the next hour, I put on Simple Cron and Frenzy, and I put on the back attack crystals instead of the corrupted magic crystals. I put on the back attack crystals that gave me 24% back attack damage, and then I was able to go up to 1 billion trash, 20k trash, 1 billion silver super easily. Now, obviously, I did get 4 accessories there, but that just comes with killing mobs faster. You have a higher chance of getting accessories. Even if I didn't get 4 accessories, even if I got 2 accessories, I'd still be over 1 billion silver, because right now accessories are very in the dirt. Like necklaces are like 60k and belts are like 50, 60k as well. They're very bad. But yeah, as you can see, you can easily be getting 1 billion silver here on the average, and that's not even sweating. That's just like doing it very casually and just killing the mobs at a decent rate. But yeah, I hope this video did help you guys understand the buffs and maybe convince some of you to come here, because it's a really good spot. But if you did like this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.